Welcome back to the Desert Edit. I'm Alana.
And I'm Alex, and this is the weekly voice note you didn't know you needed.
Deep breath. We're back again for another episode.
What episode number is this?
We are
I actually don't know, is it?
8.
8.
Yeah. That's 2 whole months
I know.
of us talking.
Of us.
Wow.
Yeah.
So we thought we would answer some of your
Yeah.
questions. We've had some questions, general questions about just things that our listeners want to know, what you guys are just curious about, whether that's you already living here or you considering living here. So shall I start with the first one?
Yeah.
So we have one which is we need to know the best places to live in Dubai, rents and go-to spots in the areas. So this would probably take up a big amount of you could go on about this, but I think to summarize places to live, I think we summarized in our episode of what does your neighborhood say about you, because there's definitely, you've got different the marina vibes, you've got JVC, you have JLT, you have Email South, you have did I say the Palm?
Yeah.
They're kind of like the key areas, I suppose, for girls our kind of age. So I think that would kind of summarize most of them, unless you're looking to get a villa, which are more in like Jumeirah Golf Estates and the Springs and Ranches, and they're kind of like family communities. So definitely make a note of them if you are a family or you're looking for more of a villa.
Definitely depends on like what you're looking for.
But I think the best thing to do, there's Bayut and there's Property Finder, which are the websites that you can go on. You can put in your criteria of how much you want to spend, how many rooms to rent or to buy, and just spend a long time just searching through them, I would say. There's some really nice ones, and in Dubai you could have a 3-bed, but it will kind of be a 4-bed because there'll be a maid's room, which sounds bad, but it's a room that you could kind of use as an office, or you could, like, we have it as our, like, well, they normally have an ensuite. So the room part is our like storage for like just our shoes and like cat food and like all of our like our water dispenser and things. And then we have the bathroom area, which is where the cats, it's kind of like the cat's room. So that's actually so handy because we don't have to have, like, where else would you have a cat litter in your house? Because Goose just goes out.
Goes outside. Like, it's,
I'm so jealous.
I don't know how he just randomly trained himself to like go outside.
That's so good.
That so
I'm
good.
such a protective cat mum.
Bear
and Turtle go to the garden only when we're there.
Supervised.
And they've tried to jump up on the wall once or twice. We've literally grabbed them, being like, "You're naughty boy," and they get grounded and they get put back in the house, and they're like crying at the door, like, "Please let me out."
I know.
But I don't know how you sleep at night knowing that Goose could be out. I would be having a nervous breakdown.
Like, I'm just so
That's
used
what
to
people
it.
are like in the UK.
Yeah, like in the UK. And the thing is, like, I've actually had cats that have been hit by cars as well, and like it's just like they have so much fun when they're out there. And
I know.
I don't know, I just like, if they want to be outside, I just leave them to it.
But you're also on ground floor. Like, I don't have a cat flap. Like, I don't even know where I'd put one in unless I cut the glass door open. Like,
I don't think you'd have to do it personally.
Was yours built in?
No, I just leave the door open.
Everyone break into Alex's house.
Well,
wait,
I
what do
did
you
the
mean?
same when I lived in London.
Wait,
so
you physically
leave the door open.
the door wide open?
Just
no wonder the birds are coming in your house.
Oh yeah, he's just dragging them in. He's like, hey.
Oh my god.
Because the dogs pop in and out when they need the toilet. I'm not getting up in like 15 times in the night.
Okay,
But I was
would
the same in
never
London
be
as well.
leaving my door open.
And that was the ghetto.
Didn't someone steal your car and stuff? They're probably like, she's an easy target. She sleeps with her door open and she doesn't knock her car door. Like,
no, they stole the car from cloning the key, you know.
Yeah, that's mental.
It was a bit more
advanced,
crafty than just opening the door.
That's so funny.
No,
have you watched Adolescence?
No, I need to. It's on my list.
Oh my god, it's insane. And you know, it was all shot in one take.
Yeah.
They literally, if you watch the behind the scenes of it, they take the camera and they're like from one scene to the next.
Yeah, I'm
and
really intrigued.
It's so
I do
good.
need to watch it.
Like, you could easily watch it today. It's like 4 episodes and they're an hour long each. Like, you're gonna have a great time. And we're watching another one at the moment, which is called Protection.
Okay.
And it's so good. It's about crime, what's it called, witness protection, and like what happens to those people in witness protection, and then there's a whole storyline about them not being able to reveal who they are. They have to have like certain crime squads within Met Police where nobody knows who's working on them, because otherwise their identities so even within the police, other police officers aren't allowed to know anything about it.
That's very cool.
It's so interesting.
Imagine just getting a whole new life.
I know,
but
like,
imagine
being
an
told,
undercover
like,
cop.
Like, they
I always think that, like,
same.
they must be like kind of tempted to turn.
Like,
I'm a baddie now.
Yeah, literally. But they're like, they don't wear the police uniform. It's so mad that also like spies and like, it's so crazy we have probably met one and we have no idea. It's so mad. A girl that I went to school with, somebody in her family had like loads of passports, but he wasn't allowed to say what he did for a job, and it was like, he wasn't dodgy for sure, but it was something like, you know, it's just so interesting. I love hearing about all the like little secret things that go on. But anyway, oh my god, I feel sorry for this poor girl that's just wanting the answer to where to live in Dubai, and we've just talked about
MI5.
MI5.
So what you should do is you should be a spy. I feel like it depends on if they're like moving out.
I think, and in terms of rents, it's, I'm assuming by that she wants to know prices. I would say that it could range from 60,000 dirhams a year to 300. 250, 300 for either like a 1 bed or a 2 or 3 bed. That's kind of like the price range, I would say. And then if you want like a villa in like a prime area, like Dubai Hills, then you're looking like 250 to 300 to rent. And then in the like 5 million, you can normally get like a 2 bed, I would say, for about 5 million in most villas. So it normally starts around the 5 million mark. But then you have to pay 25% deposit, which is just crazy. So what's that? 5 million is £1 million. So it's a lot of money. It's like a few £100,000 you have to pay up front. But apparently it's really easy to get a mortgage here. So those types of things are easier, but you just have to have the money up front.
Speak to a trusted broker.
So speak to a broker or a real estate agent. So we can give you some numbers or some good ones if you like it. But I think that's kind of what you'd be looking at in terms of like pricing and what you'd be paying. And in terms of like rents, you can negotiate again, we've spoken on a previous episode that checks are quite a big thing out here. So you can negotiate how many checks you pay, which essentially the goal obviously is for 12 checks. It means you pay your rent every single month. But typically it will be 2 to 4 checks. So you would pay every quarter. So it's like 3 months rent, 2 to 3 months rent at a time.
Which is hard sometimes.
You have to just make sure that you can cover the cost of when that check will come out. You have to save it in another account as if you're paying monthly, keep it in a separate account, and then when it comes to that check coming out, you just have the funds. Otherwise it can be a lot coming out.
Like if you're renting in the UK and then suddenly you're renting like out here in blocks. I suppose in the UK it's monthly, right? You just pay it monthly. So I never really thought about that shift of like, oh, actually I'm not paying rent this month. Keep it in a separate account.
Because otherwise you'll be living your best life thinking
exactly, like at brunch,
you got so much money, and then the rent month comes and you're like, I've spent like what I was supposed to have been saving.
I'm sure it's easily done.
Definitely that. And then go-to spots. Most of the communities have mini kind of malls. They've got a mini little community mall, so they've got like your supermarkets, they have a little salon, or they have little coffee shops and things like that. So you can definitely stay within your communities, and some of them have really nice pubs and like garden areas that you can like go, and places to walk your dogs, and little family parks and stuff like that. So most of the communities all have amenities and things that you can benefit from.
But if you
and
wanted
then some
to
have
venture,
malls,
I feel
and
like Dubai Hills Mall is my favourite.
The Palm have malls, they have Nikhil Mall, Dubai Hills.
Yeah, there's loads.
So there's a lot to do in the areas, and even if you don't live in the area, you can go to them and just mooch around in different places. So that, I think, sums up that's that one. There was another one about student finance, which no comment.
We're not sure.
No comment. Next. Moving on from that. Okay, another one is, hey girls, I love the idea of this podcast. I moved back to the UK last summer as I was missing friends and getting a bit lonely, but have realised the UK just isn't it. I know it's easier when you're out there to find a job, but I wondered if you have any good recruiter recommendations, contacts that I could possibly reach out to. So I did respond back with a few options. And I think that just sums up what girls like. You can come out here, you can feel a bit lonely, and you maybe haven't found your right friendship group, and a lot of the girls will go back home, then they realise like actually it was better off probably being somewhere where I have less friends, but I love the lifestyle than being back in the UK. And I think also when you're out here, you sometimes like go through a thing of like, oh, I really miss my friends. Like, but then when you go home, you realise like when you're travelling back home, it's a holiday for you. So you're seeing everybody and it's a great time. But the reality of when you're actually living there, everybody else is going to be doing their weekly shop. They're doing their washing. They're having a lazy day.
It's hard sometimes to actually make plans with your friends. Like everyone's got a lot going on.
So the thought of it is sometimes better. And then when it actually happens, you realise you're still not going to see your friends all the time and stuff like that. So I think, some people miss home and then they realise once they're there. Like the first time I went home, I was back in the UK about one day and I was like, get me back to Dubai immediately. It's only in the last year I think that I've spent a bit more time at home, and I say home because it's still home.
I know, I think we'll always
even though this is home, it's really weird like concept, isn't it? And I've nearly lived here as an adult longer than I have there. Like I was a kid, and in your like, I don't know, it's really strange.
No, I know what you mean.
But where was I going with that? I don't really know. It will come back to me. But anyway, recruitment companies. There's one called Pink Camel, which is, they have a really cool LinkedIn. I don't know if you've heard of it, but it's basically a load of girls like our kind of age. They've created like quite a girly recruitment agency.
That's nice,
And it's just like basically a group of powerful women that are like helping you find jobs and stuff like that. So that's a really cool one.
That's a good
Kingston Stanley are a very, very good recruitment company. They normally have decently paid roles, normally quite good companies that they represent. So Kingston Stanley for me was something that I used to go to and look, and I would always love the listings of the jobs that they had on there. Good. And they specialise quite a lot in marketing and tech and things like that. Hayes is a good one, and Genie is a smaller one, but they're really, really good as well. So they're kind of the ones that are off the top of my head. I don't know if you have any others that maybe in law that you're familiar with.
To be fair, like there are a few like legal ones as well, but it is tricky, like the legal market. If you're younger.
How would you find a legal? I know we've actually had this question before. How do I get a job as a lawyer in Dubai?
It definitely depends on like the practice area that you work in. So if you work in like corporate or commercial, dispute resolution, construction disputes, like those kind of areas, there's a lot more jobs, but there's definitely more listings for more senior lawyers. So like they call it PQE, like post-qualified like experience, like the amount of years that you've been working as a lawyer since you qualified. So the longer, like 5, 6, 7, whatever, I'm like coming up to 3. It's definitely, there's more jobs for like the more seniors. Okay. So it is hard if you're like a young.
Is there set recruitment agencies though?
Yeah, there are a few. I can't even remember the names, but there's definitely like specific legal ones, and they do all kind of specialise in different areas. But yeah, it is really competitive.
How did you find your job? Was it through the UK and then you moved out
here? Yeah,
okay.
It was kind of like networking back in the UK and just kind of found the firm. But yeah, otherwise it is quite difficult if you're young, and also the like law students and the new graduates coming out here as well, a lot of them speak Arabic, so they've got a one up on you as well, because they can deal with both English and Arabic typically. So it is really, really hard. It's not easy. I think in the UK it's probably a bit easier to get a job, especially coming out of uni as a like in the law sphere. So yeah, it's quite tricky. That's so many people want to, but it is hard.
That is a difficult thing out here. Like if you're looking for a job on LinkedIn, you'll see like 3,000 applicants. You're like, how am I ever going to compete against that? So for girls that are looking to move here, I can totally relate to you feeling like it's just mission impossible to get a job out here.
I think a good thing to do would be like to just come over even temporarily and be 100%. On the ground, saying that you can attend interviews in person, because I think so many people speculatively apply or send their CV and think that they'll just somehow get an interview, but you've got a better chance if you can say, I'm actually in Dubai on these dates, I can meet you just for an interview. Like find the role, and then who you LinkedIn, think would be actually interviewing for the role, and then contact them and say, I've seen the job post, would love to meet, I'm going to be in Dubai, I'd love to meet you, and just see where it goes, because Dubai is 100% networking. Like when I took my job, the first job I did, in my head I knew it wasn't forever, but I was like, I just need to get out there. Of course. And it's just one foot in the door. And most people, when you're out here, they say the first job was just like an absolute car crash, but it was just their foot in the door to get them to the next place. And just network like crazy, put yourself out there. But I think a recruiter is the best way to get a job, in my opinion, because you have somebody that acts on your behalf, who can negotiate better salaries, who can negotiate packages, and you don't feel like, I hate talking about money and I hate asking for money. So when I've had, it takes that awkwardness out. When I've had interviews and it's been direct with a company, I feel so shy. When they say, what are your salary expectations? Exactly, and I'm like, oh God, I don't know. I think I'd be a bit different now, because I think I know my worth. But before I didn't. I was quite shy, so I never liked that conversation. And when I had recruiters reach out to me, I was like, it's a great opportunity to be like, this is what I'm looking for. And they're like, right, we're going to find someone that's going to pay that. And ultimately they get a commission on what your salary is. So it's also in their best interest to just put it up a little bit. And I think sometimes companies undercut you. They'll see. No, they do. They'll try. They'll see what your budget is. And then they're like, that's why I like Top Tip. If anyone ever asks you in an interview what you want, did you say go home? No, go high. I was going to say, go if anyone asks you what you want as a salary, just get up and leave. I was going to say, just like, do not give a figure, basically, and just say like, fair market rate, like obviously just standard market rate, and then don't give a number. I love when ever give a number, because they'll just lowball you. And actually this is a really good point as well. Some of the recruitment companies, most of them actually do salary reports, so you can go through and you can see like, okay, for marketing the average salary is, for law blah blah blah, and you can see, and normally it's actually quite high. So I think go and be like exactly what you said. I think that's really good advice. Don't ever give a number, because they'll just be like, okay, and then they'll lowball you in any event. But always go high. Or go home. Go high or go high or go home. 100%. So I think that was good. And what did she reply? Oh yeah, also Facebook. So my friend's just got a job, a really good job, and this girl's looking for a PA job, and my friend's just got a really great PA job through Facebook. So on ATB somebody was looking, and I think also people go off, again, because it's based on networking, people go off word of mouth. So if somebody's like, I'm looking for a PA blah blah blah, all of your friends will start tagging you and be like, oh, she's this really one's good. This one for you, Alana, check this out, whatever. That's a good idea. Then I think it's just and most of the people recruiting are probably our age, or it's that type of thing. So
Oh, that's cute. And she said she's coming back next week. So if you're ever going for coffee or Pilates classes, I'd love to meet up, which is so cute, because we were talking earlier about potentially doing the Desert Edit kind of meet up. So we will share more details on that, because we'll plan a little yoga, sound healing kind of, I think we'll get some of the girlies together and have a nice little networking event. So more on that. We will definitely plan it, because I think it will be really nice to meet some of you girls, and also just to find out other questions on what you girls are struggling with or what you're looking for answers to. So I think that actually, no, wait, there was another question or two which was about, and we can't really answer this, so we're going to start looking for some great guests to bring on to just talk about their experience as well. So one was about what it's like moving here with kids, and obviously we can't answer that, we can't relate, but I'm sure we know some really great girls that we can bring on that can talk about what it's like moving here with kids. I know I follow a few girls that have have children and stuff, so we can ask them what it was like. But just having children here just looks so nice. Like, they're literally in the pool.
I know,
they're like,
it's such a good life.
It's just so nice, and it's just so safe. And I think that's one I literally am seeing all over TikTok. People like just leaving the UK.
I know.
They're like, just get me out of here. What the heck has happened? It's just falling to pieces.
It's sad.
It's so sad. So yeah, I think definitely girls move to Dubai. But I have another game that I thought we could do, which will just sum up the episode, and it's Desert Island Dubai edition. Okay. So you have to pick 3 beauty items that you would take to a desert island. Okay. There's more, but we'll go through.
La Roche-Posay, they have a tinted SPF. Okay. So it's factor 50, so you're not going to burn your face, but it's tinted, so it looks like you've got a little bit of a glow. Okay. I love that. That's so good for like beach, just being in the sun, anything like that. So that 100%.
That's great for if you're stuck on a desert island.
Yeah. Probably a brow gel.
A brow gel.
And one of my lip balms, I'd say, like my top 3.
Love that. Mine would be a hairbrush. Yeah. I just feel like with all the wind on a desert,
I think I'll just let my hair turn into like dreadlocks. Yeah. So I'm like, okay, this is where
I'd bring a hairbrush. I would bring the, oh my gosh, what's the lip balm? The one that I talk about, the vanilla, the sleep
Laneige.
one. Laneige.
Or whatever it is, yeah.
I would definitely bring that. Yeah. And then thirdly, I'd say it has to be an SPF as well. Yeah. Unless I'm stuck with you, I'll borrow yours. Yeah.
That's fine. Can I borrow your hairbrush?
Yeah. Probably that. Okay, one Dubai restaurant that could deliver to you forever.
I actually think, that's hard.
I know.
I was going to say Cheesecake Factory or Pinkberry.
Oh, yeah. I would, if you're smart, then
Cheesecake Factory, because you could get desserts from there.
Exactly.
Yeah, I think Cheesecake Factory. Okay. Because the menu is massive, and I love a lot of stuff on there.
Did you try that honey truffle chicken
No,
yet?
I haven't been since you've told me, but I will. It's on my list.
When I was not vegetarian, they have the honey truffle chicken, which is like chicken fillet breaded with a honey sticky truffle sauce, skin on mashed potato and asparagus. Yeah, and it was, oh my God, the best thing in the world. Dubai restaurant that could deliver to you forever. I am just so obsessed with Maze Tacos at the moment. It's a small restaurant in Dubai Hills, and it's so bloody fresh. It's insane. So I'm absolutely obsessed with that. So that would be it. Yeah. Again, I could eat Mexican forever. One influencer to be stuck with.
Oh gosh. Can you go first?
I don't know. I would say Nadia, because she's my best friend.
That's such a cop out.
Nadia Anya, love her. So yeah, I would definitely be stuck with her.
That's a really difficult one. That's hard. I'm trying to think of like who.
I don't want to say I'm an influencer, but you could be stuck with me.
I'll just be like, just Alana. Yeah.
Or
that's hard. Oh, that's difficult.
Okay.
I'll have to come back to you,
that. And one song that would be your island anthem. I feel like I have to check my Spotify to find a song that I'm loving at the moment.
Yeah. What's recently been on your like?
Oh my God, that's actually really hard, isn't it? I'm loving Sabrina Carpenter at the moment. I just think she's such a vibe. Yeah. So it would probably be one of hers.
Might probably be like one of Bad Bunny's new songs.
Bad Bunny?
Yeah.
I feel like I'm so bad with names that if I hear the song, I would know it. I have no idea.
Have you heard this one?
No, I sound like I'm in an Italian restaurant.
No, but it like goes into it.
I have literally. Are you sure this is? Bad Bunny sounds like it's going to be a rap song. No, that would be my anthem when I'm driving you home.
It's such a good album.
Well, I think that sums up the end of the episode. Thank you so much for sending your questions.
Yeah,
and please do send more. We'll get more information back to you on a meetup because we will definitely do that. So yeah, like, follow, subscribe, and we will be back.
Thank you.
Bye.